Which team doesn't have a chance for the postseason? Jets, Bengals, Cowboys.
The Jets. Yeah, the Jets are done. I don't care about their schedule moving forward. And this is going to be one of the more interesting teardowns that we've ever seen. I mean, Dan, they're going to be playing the second half of the year where they're basically playing out the string with a first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback, maybe a first ballot Hall of Fame receiver. This doesn't happen very often. It's going to get real awkward in New York really soon. Yes, theoretically they could go 8-1 in their last 9 games and go 10-7, make the playoffs. That's not happening. They're not doing it. I mean, to lose that game, this has got to be, I mean, and this is saying a lot for Jets fans. This has to be the most disappointing year to ever be a Jets fan. I can still see, the Bengals and the Cowboys at least have 3 wins. The Jets only have 2. And I can see a picture to them winning 10 and maybe getting in. For the Jets, it's just going to get crazy ugly. There's no more moves to be made. It's going to be entertaining for some people, that's for sure.
Okay, but then you're entertaining bringing Rodgers back for one more year to run it back one more time?
I don't think so. No. For what?
Because if I'm a coach, I don't want this job if I have Aaron Rodgers for 1 year. Coming off this year, how are you going to track somebody where they go, hey, this will be great? They're going to do one more year maybe with Aaron, and then it's a rebuild, or maybe it's a rebuild at the end of this season. Because right now they have the 4th pick in the draft.
Yeah, I think they probably cut bait and move on, because this is also, Dan, the last year of the contract for Joe Douglas, their general manager. So you're going to get a new head coach and a new GM, and you're going to saddle them with a 40-something-year-old quarterback that isn't what he used to be, that looks old as a player and wants to be in charge of life. This was his year to be in charge. This was his year to be the one dictating things. You cannot do that if you're the Jets. I think they're all gone. I think it's a new head coach, a new GM. They draft their own quarterback. They probably try to get Shedeur Sanders. I'll be very curious to see how Dion feels about that. And look, there's a lot of things about that he would like. The New York part of it, there's a lot to like there. But Dion probably wants to handpick the head coach and GM. This is, I mean, just knowing the Jets organization a little bit, maybe with Dion, he tells Carolina or some of their teams he doesn't want Shedeur to go there. And maybe he dictates who the head coach and GM are of the Jets. Maybe Dion's the head coach.
Well, I was going to say, I'm not a hot take guy. If you're the Jets, would you entertain? Let's say you have the opportunity to draft his son, because you got to get both of them. You can't hire Dion and then you don't get his son. And I'm going to assume you're going to have a head coach before the draft. But is that crazy to think Dion coaching in the NFL, coaching his son?
I don't think it's crazy to think Dion coaching in the NFL or coaching his son. I don't think it is what the elite organizations, the good organizations in the NFL would do.
So that means the Jets can do it.
It sounds a lot like something the Jets would do. And look, Jets fans think I don't hate Jets fans. Like, I love Jets fans. You guys are so loyal with getting so little. But let's be honest, like, when you look at the Jets under Woody Johnson, that's the type of move they would make. They kind of like the flash. They like the splash. They like being talked about. They like the excitement. I think they would like the idea of having Deion Sanders as coach and Shedeur Sanders as quarterback. And by the way, on some level, Dan, in terms of like hope and turning the page, that would be a heck of a way to turn the page from the Aaron Rodgers era.